Hello and welcome. I am the Scraptastic Crocheter and my name is Amanda. Today I am just gonna share a little bit about myself, and while I do that I am going to just sit here and crochet. And this is going to be a baby blanket, and it's a pattern called Rainbow Ripple Baby Blanket. It's a 12-pointed star. I'm not following the pattern more than the actual stitches. I have a totally different yarn. I'm using these whirl cakes and melted macaron from Shippies. And what I had to start with, here's the center, and it's starting with a blue-green, and this is half a cake that I had left from another baby blanket, so it's not the full. It's starting about here and I'm going in, and then when I'm finished with this I'm going from the middle and going out. So it's gonna be these 1.5 cakes that I'm gonna work with. So that's what I'm doing. 3.5mm crochet hook for those interested in that. So who am I? I am Amanda from Sweden. I am a mother of 2, a boy and a girl, and I often refer to them as my monsters. I have done that for quite some time. A few years ago, when Lady Gaga was popular, she called her fans monsters, and at the time my oldest was he was all over the place, so I started to call him Monster because it felt cute, my cute little monster, and then it just stuck with it. So it's me and my monsters, and I have my fiance, and we live in the countryside in Sweden. Nothing really special about that. Pretty average Swedish lifestyle. I love to crochet. I have not always loved crocheting. Here we are taught in school how to knit, sew, a little bit of crocheting, and just the homely stuff. And I remember that I knitted a ball, like a bath type of ball, you know, the ones that you blow up and you have at the lake. That's like colorful wedges, but the wedges was in this case knitted, and I remember hating it because I did not like dropping stitches. So I know how to do it. I know the basics. I've done a couple of scarves and whatnot over the years, but knitting was just not my cup of tea like that. And crocheting, I crocheted a little bit with my mother. We made pot holders when I was a kid. I remember she liked yellow and white and blue and white combinations. That's always been colors my mother used. She's had that on wallpapers and stuff also, so that's even a dresser. She painted a dresser in blue and yellow. I don't know if it's just patriotic, because in Sweden, well, blue and yellow is the color of our flag. So I don't know if it's something like that. It's not very common for Swedes to be really openly patriotic, not in the way Americans are. You can sometimes see here that there's a little flag on the porch with a Swedish flag, but that's about it. You see more of people that has other Finnish people, or Finnish, that they have grandparents from Finland. They often have like Finnish flags on their porches. For some reason, that's just, I don't know. Swedes are a bit more drawn back, or not like openly showing stuff like that. And that was like the first ramble of this video. I ramble. I do that. I have a tendency to lose my thought process, the things I'm intending to say. It's just I easily get off track, and that is something I do not only when I'm trying to do these videos, but like that's how I am. I ramble, and I know a lot of stuff about a lot of random stuff. Random information is something that my fiance just really, he laughs about it. He thinks that's a quirk of mine that he really loves, because he never knows what to expect, what kind of randomness I will share next. So that's just how it is, I guess. I had a lot of things that I was planning to, like, this is what I want to let you know, and I'm gonna try and remember all the stuff I want to share. That's another issue I have. I have memory issues, and I do suffer from mental health problems, and that is affecting my memory. It's a problem that's ongoing, and some days are better than others, but I try to do the best I can, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. I do forget a lot of stuff very often, so it is what it is, and I just have to deal with it. And I don't want this channel to be focusing on my mental health or my issues and all of that. This is my safe place, or my like venting place, I guess. I love crocheting and I love yarn, and I just don't have anyone to share it with, and I'm feeling quite lonely and isolated because of it. So this is like my way of breaking the isolation. This channel is my intended output, or like place where I can talk about the stuff that I enjoy, and crocheting is something that I've done the last about 2 years, maybe a little bit more than that, since I picked it up and never really put it back down. Before I got into crocheting, like really into it, I have crocheted a little bit over the years, now and then. Some funny stuff, like a nose warmer for a friend, for, you know, just because it was funny. I tried to do something that was supposed to look like a mushroom. Didn't feel like a mushroom, so that was just, yeah, I frogged it a couple of times and gave up, and I think I just threw it away. But I have been a bit crafty for like all over with different things during the years. I've done painting, paint by numbers, watercolors, and I think that was because my mother did a lot of painting when I was younger. I picked that up from her. I never really saw myself as good at painting. I just did it because it was fun. So paint by numbers was like the skill level I was on. I couldn't really see myself painting good enough to do like freehand stuff, so I just gave up on it. But I did find diamond paintings a few years back. I got my first diamond painting for my fiance for Christmas, and I thought it was really fun. So the years following that, I don't even know how many diamond paintings I've done, probably in the 50-ish, almost 40 to 50 diamond paintings. I don't have most of them around anymore. Like, I've done some and just threw them out, because you know, when you buy diamond paintings, it's not necessarily always good quality or stuff when you order from China. So I have a lot of experience doing them, but when the motives are just like really not good looking, or the quality of the drills are crap, then the result is usually crap. And yeah, it's just, I don't have space for them either. I have some framed in my living room and all, but yeah, it's just, I stopped doing diamond painting when I got pregnant with the youngest. Basically because my belly got in the way for sitting at the table leaning forward trying to see what I was doing. And also after the little monster was born, there was just no time to sit at my desk to do that. So that's when I picked up crocheting, because I could sit anywhere really, on the couch or in bed. It's just so much more easy to take with me when I am out and about and such. So I picked it up a little before she was born, and that's, I would say, about 2.5 years ago that I picked up crocheting, and I haven't really put it down since. There's just been like a day or so that I've gone without crocheting. I always seem to find time somewhere during a day to at least sit for a little while and do something. So it's a part of my life now. Like, I notice I get grumpy when I don't get to crochet. That's just kind of funny, I guess. That I need it to relax. This is my relax time. I need my crochet. It's relaxing. It's really relaxing. And what I'm doing right now is just one of those patterns where I don't have to count. And I like to have at least one of these types of patterns going, so that I can just not think, just crochet away and not think. Because when you have a lot of intricate details and like really tricky stitches, and you have to think about counting and all that, it's really enjoyable, but sometimes you need a break too. And I figured, while talking about me and not specifically the crocheting that I'm doing, I just wanted to have something in my hands that I don't need to think about what I'm doing, so I can ramble away, just as I like to do. So I'm gonna try and think here a little bit about what else was it that I wanted to share. So crocheting, yeah, when I picked up crocheting, I was busy trying to like sort everything out for new baby and all of that stuff. And I did not really have a lot of money to spend on yarn and all of that. I didn't buy fancy crochet hooks, and you don't have to do that. I actually reached out to friends and family and asked if they had any leftover scrap yarns or, you know, stuff that they weren't going to be using. And I got a lot of yarn from some family members. So most of my projects in the beginning was just scrap yarn projects, and that's where I got my name for this channel from, because I was basically just using scrap yarns. And Scraptastic is a combination name. I have always, well, for many years, I don't remember where it came from, but I heard the word awesome-tastic being used when I was playing online games when I was younger, and that just stuck to me. Awesome-tastic, that's an awesome-tastic word. And when I got all these scrap yarns, I felt like, oh, this is awesome-tastic with all these scrap yarns, and I can do a lot of awesome-tastic things with the scrap yarn, and that would be Scraptastic, wouldn't it? To do something fun with scrap yarns and just, you know, take care of stuff that other people didn't want discarded, or just, you know, leftovers. So I thought that was a little fun play of words, and it just stuck with me. So I've been using it ever since, and I know that there's people being like, oh, how do you pronounce that, and what does this mean? Why are you using like this difficult name? No one's gonna remember it. How are you gonna get like followers and such when you don't have a channel name that anyone can like remember? And it's like, it just stuck with me, and I don't see a point in changing. And if that means less people to share my things with, well, okay, I guess. But the ones that's here, you found me for a reason, and I hope that I am being able to like continue this work no matter what, because I enjoy it so very much, just to share my work and just being like creative, because crocheting is such a big part of my life, and there's really no one around me that I can talk to. Of course, my fiance, like when I buy new yarn and whatnot, he's looking at me, he sees that I'm happy, but he just doesn't get it in the same way, you know? He likes the yarn for the fact that I get happy about squishing and, yeah, new yarn balls and skeins and stuff. That's the part of the yarn he enjoys. He does not enjoy the fact that they cost a lot of money. So I'm trying to think about that a lot. It's just sometimes you see something and you just can't just walk by, you know, good deals and stuff. You just, of course, you might be able to. I'm not so very good at it. So that's how it is. So I have been fortunate. I have showed some on like in videos after Christmas here and around my birthday. I got these crochet hooks that I'm using. Here's the Tulip Edemo. That was a present, a Christmas gift from a family member, and I've been gifted yarn as birthday presents and such. So there's people around me that knows that I have this love for yarn, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they share the love for yarn and like the talk about yarn that I get to do here on my channel. So I hope that there's more of you out there that wants to talk about yarn with me, and that just likes what I'm trying to share here, because I do hope that there's something that I love that you also might love. Yarn, colors, and stuff is, I can talk about that forever, you know? Squishy, soft yarns and different fibers, and I have a little dream that someday I will have a space where I can try and dye yarn for myself. I have never had the opportunity yet to like try hand dyed yarn, because I haven't found anything that's affordable to me, and it's just a dream. It's far away. I have no space where I could try and do it myself either, so it's a little bit of a dream to someday try and dye myself. But until then, it's just crocheting away and hoarding yarn. I actually had a conversation the other day talking about hoarding yarn, that it's similar to collecting stamps. It kind of made me giggle a bit, because like collecting stamps, I know that there's people out there collecting stamps, and some are worth a lot of money, and of course there's yarn that's worth a lot of money, but I don't see yarn and stamps on the same level. There's stamps that's ridiculously priced, and yarn, you can use yarn. Like stamps, yeah, what do you do with them? You send a package. That's the only use for it. Yarn, you can do so much more. So for some reason I felt a bit insulted having the comparison of yarn and stamp collecting. Like, okay, I do maybe have more yarn that I possibly could use up next year or so, and I still buy more, but that's not the same as like collecting stamps, because I know I will use my yarn. It is useful. It's not just a product that's gonna be in a box and not even out to get looked at once a year or something by someone slightly geeky and collecting stamps. Maybe that's very, I don't know, prejudice of me, but that's just, I don't know, I got insulted. I do see the like similarities in collecting. You know, you can collect baseball cards and collecting other things, but yarn collecting is not the same thing, because I do use my yarn. I don't just have it on the shelf to look at it. I take it down and I squish it a bit and wait for it to tell me what it wants to become. So that's how I think about a lot of my yarn. Sometimes I do have a project in mind and look for the yarn for it, but I do have a lot of yarn, so it's more often that I actually want the yarn to be like, okay, what do you want me to do with you? Because I never really had a plan in the beginning when I bought it, or being like, oh, I really like that type of yarn or the color of yarn, but I never felt that type of yarn. And ordering online, it's not always that you get what you expect, or it's different from what you thought it would be, or maybe you didn't have a clue in the first place. So that just makes me sometimes be like, okay, I don't know what to do. Put it in a box and get it out, and maybe I'll figure it out in the near future, or maybe it's more far away. I have a lot of projects in my head that I want to make. I just don't know sometimes where to begin, or if I have the right yarn or enough yarn. I don't really like starting something knowing I might need to go and get more yarn, because it's not always I can get the same type of yarn. So that's always a bit of a scary thing. So when I sit with like a yarn ball or two, I don't really like that, because it's harder to know what to do with that when I have very limited amount. So of course you can always mix. I've seen that over and over again with my scrap yarn stuff that I have done in the past, and mixing the fiber contents. Like I have projects, big blankets with anything from acrylic to wool to blends and cotton in the same project, and that's fine. But if have like a baby blanket in mind, I don't want to go and mix the type of yarns in it. So I want, like if I'm gifting or selling stuff, I want it to be in like fiber contents that I can give like washing instructions with it, and not risk of like colors bleeding into each other and stuff like that. It's, you know, I have to be more careful about things like that. So I do love mystery bags though. I did buy some yarn from Hopi not too long ago, and I have a mystery bag in that. I did put a video up sharing that, and it's kind of funny. I left the mystery bag till the end, but not a lot of people seem to have been interested enough to look at it, because of course I can see that some has skipped back and forth, or like to get to that part, but I guess people are not as interested in mystery bags as I thought, because I guess I love them and therefore I assume that everyone else loves mystery bags. Guess I was wrong, but that's okay. Like, you can't all love what I love. I just want to share the stuff I love, and hopefully at least you'll like it enough to at least look at it, I guess, or share what you love. I'll tell you this much about this yarn. It is really soft like this, and I'm almost jealous that this is turning into a baby blanket. It's a little bit like see-through-ish with this size of a hook, but it's so soft. I can sit here and just squeeze it, and it would be lovely as like a summer dress or a top or something. But 1.5 skein just doesn't feel like it's enough for something for me. I could definitely do it like a kid dress or something, but I usually go for a large in tops, and I am scared of garments. Like I have done a couple of, like I've done a poncho and some cardigans and just like bigger stuff, and it's a bit scary to do more fitted stuff, because I don't really, I wouldn't say that I lack sense of fashion. It's just that I never really I don't really like focus on myself. I'm the type of person that always like focus on everyone else and put myself last. And I know that's not a good thing to do. So that's also a reason for me trying to like find more people to talk about stuff I like and just expand my, I wouldn't say expand my network, you know. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of people to talk to, and of course restrictions and stuff that has been over the past few years has made it even more difficult to like meet people and such. And I do live kind of an isolated life. I don't meet a lot of people on a daily basis other than family, and I just feel like I need more social connections. Like I don't want to go into it too much, but I have PTSD after an accident with my car from a few years back, and my car randomly caught fire while I was in it driving to work, and no one knows what really caused the fire in the car, but I still struggle after that, and it's just been like a hard time because I don't trust cars. I don't go anywhere really because I still have really big issues about it, and I'm working on it, so it's not like I'm totally just accepting my situation, but I am from time to time just not seeing people, and I want to have more socializing in my life, you know. It doesn't necessarily mean to hang out and sit and drink coffee and whatnot. Just having people to talk to about anything and everything. I miss that, you know. And I hope that this is a way to find more people to talk to. Otherwise, I wouldn't have ventured out on this journey with sharing stuff on YouTube, and I do have my Instagram. Well, I did start the Instagram way back, but it's also like stepping out of my comfort zone quite a lot, because I do judge myself a lot, and that's also a reason for why I so far haven't showed my face on camera, because that scares me. It scares me a lot. And I hope that I will be able to take the step out of the comfort zone and be more comfortable with myself and do that in the future. But I'm not there yet. So this is where I'm at now. I'm sharing my love for crochet and yarn. I've ventured out and made a pattern that I have on Ravelry, and I am currently working on 2 other patterns, and they will take whatever time they take, but that also has made me not so focused on videos, because I've been crocheting away on those projects, and I didn't really want to share them just yet, so I don't have a lot of crocheting to share from time to time. And I'm sorry if the little monster is yelling enough in the background so that you can hear her. She just came in from the playground, and I guess she didn't want to come in just yet. I think she wants to be out and play still for a little bit longer, but it's almost time for dinner, so no more play for her today. So yeah, I hope you enjoy my videos, and I plan to try and get better at editing and like get my videos to a better quality, hopefully in many ways, but I know that that's a part that I will have to start focusing on if I want to make the videos that I want to make. And also I just want to have fun. That's like, this is relaxing and it's fun and it's my hobby and it's a lifestyle, you know? All the yarn, it's just taking over my life. Yeah, it's funny, but to some extent it has. And I have yarn all over the place. I do have a plan on trying to collect it all into one space so I can get it into a video and be not very, like, I don't want to make a 2-hour video showing my stash, because it could very easily become a 2-hour video if I want to stand and squish all the different yarn balls that I have. And I would definitely most likely ramble away like I always do. I really try to not ramble too much, but just the fact that I started this video talking about my mother's wallpapers is it's just showing a bit of my randomness, and it was not what I intended to do when I started sitting down here to film, but now you know that. And I probably forgot or left out on stuff that I planned to or intended to share, so it's just, I'm sorry for being very random. I know some people do enjoy it and get good laughs at my randomness, but not everyone does. So I hope that you at least got something out of this, maybe a laugh or maybe something else. And I hope to get a new yarn friend out of this. If that's you or if that's someone else, then that's, time will tell, but that's what I'm hoping for. And I just hope that, I hope a lot of things. I just realized I don't know how many times I just said I hope for stuff, but I guess I'm very hopeful. Which is even more funny because now I'm just feeling myself rambling away here. When we're talking about frogging in crochet, that's usually referred to as, you know, the sound of the frogs when you rip it and rip it and rip it. In Swedish, jumping, the word for jumping is hoppa, and a frog that's hopeful is full of hope, but it's also full of jumps, I guess. So there's a lot of frog jokes in different ways in the Swedish language when you're talking about jumping, hopeful, and also like a frog with no legs, he's not hopeful, you know, because there's no jumps left in a frogless or a legless frog. Yeah, so that's another ramble. Information you never thought you'd hear, I imagine. I should go focus on my dinner for a bit now, and I hope to see you back here soon. Yeah, I just hope. I'm a very hopeful person. At least I'm not gonna frog this star, no matter how how much I screw up with it, because I don't think I have, but I'm just not counting. This pattern is just very simple, and I'm just doing it to the best of my, not counting and just crocheting away. But I'll put it out more. Maybe you'll see. Well, I'll do like this. You at least see a bit of the pink, and pinks and greens, and this bluish part. If I do like this, you get more colors. So it's really soft and squishy. I just love squishy soft yarn. It's really gorgeous. This would definitely look good as a top. I just need to find the confidence in myself to do that type of pattern. It's just form fitting and all that. It's difficult when you have so many sizes and patterns and different sizes and just don't know what to do. So it's a bit, I wouldn't say scary, but it's just daunting, and I don't know where to start and what type of fabric, because in Sweden the weather's often more cold, but we do have warm summers also. So I just have too many ideas. Baby blankets, clothing, other things. Yeah. Enough of my rambling. Thank you so much. If you're still here, thank you very, very, very much. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe if you want to, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you very much. Bye.